here. You may also know me very possibly as Scoots2 on FIM Fiction and Equestria Daily. I still don't call myself a brony. I just can't bring myself to. Um, I'm not a bro. I've spent my whole life not being a bro, so I'm not going to start now. Um, to the extent that I have some internet notoriety, it's probably as the author of the Squeaky Clean Legacy on Sims 2. Um, and as such, I'm probably known for an overcommitment to pink. Let's put it that way. And I just wanted to make this video review, which is not something I usually do, about a new cartoon called Shezow. And now Shezow's been out in Australia for a little while. It's just been picked up by the Hub, which is co-owned by Hasbro and Discovery. And it's produced by Studio DHX, which is the same studio that produces My Little Pony. And as such, of course, it's instantly worth checking out. And it's been the subject of a lot of controversy, which I'm not really quite sure I understand, but then I do understand it because some people are crazy and overreactive. And one reason I thought I would make this review is because there's at least one other Shezow review on YouTube that is not at all a review. It's a long rambling thing in which the person talks about why he thinks it's a terrible idea and then he won't watch it, which I think that's ridiculous. If you're not going to do something, why would you do a review of it, right? So the premise of Shezow is that there's a little boy who is, I hate to say, a female superhero. He becomes Shezow, who is traditionally a female persona. And it's been misunderstood that he's transgender. It's not really true. He sort of acquires an embarrassing costume. TV Tropes calls this a legacy superhero. He winds up taking over, without meaning to, the superhero role that was filled by his great aunt, and before her to a whole lot of other great aunts. And so Shezow has always been a she until he became Shezow. So now he's stuck with this embarrassing pink leopard print costume, which is kind of awesome. And because this has been interpreted as a boy turning into a girl, it's freaked a lot of people out. And you've already got pushback from Focus on the Family and from Breitbart.com and from 1 Million Moms starting up petitions and writing campaigns and all of this sort of stuff. Now, of course, that's ridiculous because he's still a boy, although the kind of people who are freaking out about him turning into a girl, I don't think they'll be cheered up by saying, hey, no worries, he is not really a girl, he's just a boy wearing go-go boots. It's the same. But nevertheless, they are freaking out unnecessarily. The maker of the video, the creator of the animation, says that he didn't really intend any particular kind of gender politics by it. He's just intending to make something funny. And I'm not sure I quite believe him, to be honest. It seems to me that even if he didn't realize it was going to be controversial, somebody at the Hub has got to have realized that this was going to be controversial and it was going to stir up a lot of publicity. Now, one of the things that I instantly thought, and one of the things that I suspect that the creator of Shezow and I must have grown up around the same time, is because I almost instantly recognized the paradigms with it. I know some people are saying, wow, it's very much like anime, they use the same concept, but the style is very much like the Saturday morning cartoons of, dating myself, frankly, my childhood. And the terrible puns are very reminiscent of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Underdog. Um, High alert. If you can't stand puns, you will not like this show. There's zillions of different she puns, like she hilarious and she rific, and Shezow drives a car known as the Sheacle, which becomes a She C10 and the SS She Shell. And I think it's hilarious. I mean, I love the puns, and a lot of other terrible puns, but particularly the she puns really start to stack up. Now, this whole thing about him transforming is with putting on a ring and turning into something is something that I instantly recognized. And I'm just going to see if this rings any bells.
Give me that! Hey! Aunt Agnes was not Shezow. I'm so sure. My name is Shezow! My fist go pow pow! I'm here to save the world! You go, girl!
Mr. Batson, what have you done?
It was an accident, Miss Minerva. The older boys took away my locket. It's the only thing I have left from my parents and...
I don't want to hear it. Stop right there, young man.
But I have to go help a friend.
You're not going anywhere until this dormitory is spotless.
Yes, ma'am. Holy moly, there's no time to lose. Shazam!
Let's see what a little speed of Mercury can do. Clean as a whistle. Shazam!
Miss Minerva? May I go now?
I thought I told you to. I'm watching you.
See? That shouldn't have been familiar at all. Obviously, in fact, the creator of the cartoon says that what he had in mind, and that he was wondering what would happen if somehow, instead of saying Shazam, Captain Marvel had said Shazam, and would he have turned into somebody different, maybe with a woman's costume? And he thought, well, of course, that's exactly what would have happened. And so Shezow was born out of this idea. So as usual, there's the usual clutching of the pearls and think of the children. When Obie Scott Wade has said, yeah, but I came up with this idea when I was a child, so I don't really think it particularly is a corrupt idea, or at least no more corrupt than kids already are, which if you're a fan of South Park, you know that they can be really very corrupt. One thing, though, that I really feel should be said is that since the Hub chose to do this, and the Hub has had a lot of financial competition, it's competing against Nickelodeon and Disney and the ABC Family Channel, and it's been very challenging for them to compete against these other things, and the Cartoon Channel as well, in a way. And Shezow was a gamble for them. And to me, it's very much in the same kind of gamble that they took with My Little Pony, when they said, here, Lauren Faust, go ahead and do something cool with this. Something that is going to take girliness and transform it into something else. And I see something very similar happening with Shezow. Whether or not you like the cartoon, because some people don't really particularly enjoy it. So I really think the Hub deserves a lot of credit. If you appreciate a venue like the Hub deciding that they're not going to dumb everything down and they're going to go ahead and not separate kids' entertainment out into these pink and blue ghettos, and that they're going to appreciate that girly is not bad. Because to me, Shezow is very much about girly is good. And it is. It is a good thing. Guy learns to appreciate that here you want to have the super speed and the super strength and the She SP, and it inextricably goes with the pink costume. And initially he rejects it, and then he grows to appreciate that girly is not bad. In fact, girly is awesome. And I recently read, I just got the new guide to My Little Pony, and it had a preface in it by Lauren Faust, which just about moved me to tears, in which she celebrated the imagination of little girls, and how wonderful it is, and that how important it is that we don't tell them that unicorns and pink and all of these things are fluffy and inconsequential. If you really appreciate a channel like the Hub, taking a chance on things like My Little Pony, taking a chance on something like Shezow, please write and tell them so, because I feel that we really need entertainment like this. I know particularly Hasbro has come for a lot of criticism lately that they're being commercial and doing everything for money, and newsflash, they're a business, so of course they're doing things for money, but they can make choices that are challenging and cool and interesting, or they can make choices that are safe and for which they will not receive any kinds of attack. So if you appreciate them, please write, let them know, counteract some of the pushback and some of these automated email things that are really, honestly, they've been doing things like taking fan art from DeviantArt, the most NC-17 stuff that they can find, and posting it as though it is a clip from Shezow, which, frankly, guy does not look that sexy as a girl. He looks like a 12-year-old boy in a dress, because that's what he is. If you really want to counteract that, please write to Hasbro, please write to the Hub and say, I appreciate your programming, I like the risks you're taking, and even if I don't particularly like the show, I appreciate what you do. So really, that's it from me. And remember, if I don't make any more food videos, or if I don't do any more reviews of Shezow or anything, just remember, girly is good. Girly is awesome. Okay, and pink. Remember, the way of pink, my children. Pinku dough. So with that, I'll just leave you, and thanks for tuning in.